My name is Darkside, and this is Dark Siege.
My name is Zarna, and I'm doing this video because we need to talk.
Hi Zarna, I'm Darkside. And you're right, I think we do need to talk. Although I dare say it's more about your warped sense of reality. For those of you who don't remember Zarna, she was the woman who asked a man his name and got back
humongous,
which apparently triggered this woman to such a degree that she claimed he was sexually harassing her.
Humongous what?
Humongous what?
Humongous what? Is that sexual harassment? Is that what you just did when you said that to me?
What, humongous?
Why would you say that to me?
Yes, but my name.
And devolved into this.
This person just sexually harassed me.
I said I'm humongous.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Anyway, let's find out exactly how hard it is to be so easily offended.
It's become clear to me that a great deal of us suffer from the illness of patriarchy, and it's not just the men who suffer. Women can be patriarchal too.
So let me get this straight. Everything that you find bad is because of the patriarchy, and this includes anything, say, like people disagreeing with you, or if you happen to get insulted. Well, I have an answer for you. The reason why this happens is because this is the internet, and that's just how this works. Anybody who has spent any significant time here will tell you that you're going to get shit. A lot of it. All the time. And I don't even know exactly why anybody would not want to challenge themselves or have anybody else challenge their ideas. What makes you so special that you don't have to deal with that and everyone else does?
That's so stupid.
So many things in our system today come from patriarchy, including racism, colonialism, capitalism, classism, and of course, sexism.
Wow, she thinks she knows everything. Guess all these experts with their degrees can just go home.
Ah yes, the patriarchy. That concept not unlike the Force, where it surrounds us and binds everything together. Except with an intent of pure evil, of course. Designed to do nothing more than to keep everyone but the white straight man down. Or so they would tell you. This system that no one can seem to put their finger on is so diabolically evil that it is the cause of all problems in this world, as she just stated. I'm not entirely convinced that the Christian God's that much of an asshole. Also, I'm trying to cut out as many of these third-party strawman characters she's building up here. There is one that I'll put in here later on, but that's just because it is so incredibly stupid it has to be talked about on its own. Oh, and as for the definition, I realize that there are other definitions of the patriarchy out there, but oddly enough, I find this is the one that seems to be most useful when talking about intersectional feminism, that is.
The challenge is that it is very hard for those who are marginalized, such as women of color, to express how they feel without being called the angry brown woman, or the angry black woman, or the nagging woman, or crazy.
Criticizing is not attacking, and as far as trolls go, they kind of come with the territory. You're just going to have to learn to deal with it. The trick is, don't ever be trolled into silence. That's exactly what the trolls are looking for. People must continue to talk about these problems. And if that includes them thinking that you are some sort of an angry brown woman, so be it. You have your own ideas and opinions that you express to them, so why shouldn't they be able to express their ideas and opinions right back to you? We need to have an unrestricted, open dialogue about these things in order to make any progress, and this is the reason why unrestricted freedom of speech is so important to a healthy democracy.
White liberals and men in general have been told over and over again that if they just never use the N-word and they never talk about race and they never physically molest anyone, then they're not racist or sexist. So when I point out that actually the system of power we live in ensures that all white people are racist and all men are sexist because they profit from a system that marginalizes people of color and non-males, they attack me, just as they've attacked women of color for centuries to retain their power structure.
I've always believed that people should be judged on the content of their character and not the color of their skin, or even their sex. And this is the reason why I'm not sexist, racist, or phobic against those people who are different than I am. I do not attack people for stupid ideas, but I will criticize them. That's why this idea that all white people are sexist and racist is just plain absurd. Are there real sexists and racists out there? Of course there are. But you can't make a sweeping generalization about who they are based solely on their sex and their color, because that is sexist and racist.
Recently, I was sexually harassed by a man in public, on camera, and the news stations posted the video without my permission with the question, "Do you consider this sexual harassment?" This led to a lot of people attacking me and going after me all over social media. This is what patriarchy does. It causes everyone to attack the victim, the one who is most vulnerable. This protects the system of power, which is male sexual dominance.
They're using you as a token, and then you speak to me in a sexually harassing manner. How dare you? How dare you? Disgusting! Disgusting!
You left your room saying your daughter's lives matter, but you're
Disgusting! You just abused a woman! You just abused a woman, and you have the audacity! You have the audacity to say the girls matter? How dare you? How dare you, you disgusting person! Disgusting! Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
Lower your voice.
Are you going to do anything about how he sexually harassed me? Are you going to do anything about how he sexually harassed me?
I'm gonna ask you.
Are you going to?
I need to go.
Okay, he's asking me to leave. He's asking me to leave after I've been sexually harassed.
I'm just asking.
You're asking me to leave after I've been sexually harassed.
need
Did
you-
you ask him to
Ma'am, I
leave?
need
Did
you-
you ask him to leave? Did you ask him to? Are you following him?
Ma'am, stop.
Did you ask
Stop
him
yelling
to
at my
start
face.
sexually harassing me? What is your name? What is your name? What is your name? What is your name?
Ma'am.
What is your name? You work for the city. We are here in a public place. You need to tell me what your name is.
My name is Tanel,
Yeah?
and
to
I
know
work for a
what?
security firm. I
To
do
know
not work
what?
for a city, okay?
You
And
work for us, so you don't work
I'm
for us.
just-
So
ma'am,
that means I
ma'am,
don't have to do what you
I
want.
need
You
you
don't
to-
work for us. That means I don't
Ma'am,
have to do what
stop
you want.
raising your voice at me.
What is
Ma'am,
your
you
name?
are-
What
right
is
now
your
you are
name?
breaking our building rules. You're being
No,
disorderly.
sorry. No,
Yes.
no.
I'm
Their main complaint was that I raised my voice. They questioned my sanity because I spoke up. A patriarchal society wants women to shut up, and we have a long history of men confining women to mental asylums.
You know, the one bad thing about this highlighting shit that you're doing with the text is we can actually read the stuff to the left and right of it. The 1800s, the early 1800s, is what your supposed article or book says. Let's have some modern data on that, shall we? And I must say, until you get some, citation needed, please. And we're going to need studies on that, not stupid feminist articles.
Because those women didn't behave the way men wanted them to behave. We have a long history of men saying women are crazy and emotional when they dare to speak up about abuse. We have a long history of those same men lashing out at women, assaulting them, murdering them, because those men couldn't deal with their own emotions.
I don't get emotional, okay? I'm a man.
So those men were furious because I screamed to high heaven about what happened to me. Even the security guards who witnessed it didn't call the cops to help me. They called the cops on me because I was making noise. And the cops arrived and demanded that I talk to them alone, all while they kept their hands on their guns. They didn't ask me if I was okay. They didn't suggest getting a female officer for me to talk to. They didn't give a damn about my safety. Because cops don't protect women, they protect the patriarchal power structure.
Yeah, so the cops went after you because they were called on you for a public disturbance. There was no evidence of any other crime. It also didn't help that you talked to no one. All you did was yell and got even angrier whenever they didn't follow your orders. And this is the fundamental problem with, he's guilty because I said so, go arrest him. And then you try to infantilize us by telling us that men can't control their emotions? When's the last time you tried to control your own?
Why did she get so upset over his dick joke? I mean, yeah, we burned women at the stake and stoned them and raped them and beat them and sell them into sexual slavery. But can't they take a joke? It's not like the world is a dangerous place for women.
And by the way, it's not sexual harassment if you're not at work, and it's not rape if you're married to him.
And here we are, the one I just couldn't let get away. This happens to be some of the sickest shit I think I've ever heard anybody come up with. The vast majority of men, hell, the vast majority of anybody, do not think this way. And the parallel you're drawing does not hold water. It's a simple fact that a woman who has heard a dick joke is not in the same category as someone who has been raped or murdered. It's just not. And this actually gets to my core fundamental problem with modern social justice, is that they want to go from zero to extreme on everything. It's either non-offensive and completely benign, or it all should be treated as though it was fucking murder.
I want to say this to all my sisters and queer and trans siblings. We don't have to take the injustices, even if you think they're just little injustices. Permitting those little injustices is what leads to the larger horrors of rape and violence that we all know so well. We have to dismantle our own internalized patriarchy. If we stand up for ourselves and each other, we can change this world. Power concedes nothing without demand, so we must demand safety. We must demand an end to rape culture. We don't exist for men.
And here's a perfect example of zero to extreme. Every little microaggression is apparently just as bad as every major crime that you've ever heard of. And you apparently don't have to put up with anybody else's opinions of you that you don't like. They should go to jail for those. It's this kind of thinking that leads to an authoritarian nanny state. The exact thing we don't need. How about let's get more ideas out there, more talking, more communication. That's the only way that we're ever going to make improvement in our own societies and our own cultures, in our own lives. Anyway, I'm had enough of this woman for one evening. This is Dark Side. Peace.